Huh. The damn thing won't come off. Weird.
uh,
Um,
so
so
yeah,
yeah.
man.
Um,
Like Patton's a fucking maniac on stage. But I liked him and the Melvins put together. And for those
yeah.
of you who
Well,
don't know what we're talking about rock and
well,
roll and people
it
working.
was just it wasn't exactly the Melvins, and it was just Buzzo from the Melvins, really.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Wait, I thought
They I think they did a tour that like had the bass player too,
oh,
but
that's
it
right,
was
because you called that one guy Grandma. Remember? That guy with the hair? Yeah, I remember this. You guy had the one person, the guy was really crazy. He dressed up in a suit and a tie, and he had the
yeah,
glasses on. The one that did a bunch of weird shit, and then he had the wire.
yeah,
But
yeah,
he never broke facial expression. In the
uh,
Phantomus Melvins concert that we've seen
yeah.
on DVD. That guy, you called him a grandma, and we watched that a bunch. Like, he looks like an old grandma. And so one time I was really fucked up, and I'm like, "Whoa, dude, someone's grandma's up there." Anyway, yeah, really trippy. You got a guy in a suit. You got King Buzzo with hair out to here, like Don King, like, but you know,
Yeah.
fat and white. And then you got But wait, okay, so then Dale isn't. You have the drummer from Melvins too.
No, that was a drummer from Slayer.
So, but they were both there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, but like the band is just called Phantomus. It's not like Melvin
Oh,
Phantomus. It's just
so the
like the band. Yeah, it's like
Phantomus Melvin's big band. I'll stop. Go ahead.
yeah, it's just Phantomus. Like it's not Phantomus slash Melvins. It's just some of the members from the Melvins are in Phantomus.
So the video that we saw was called the Phantomus Melvin's Big Band. Is that just for the name for the DVD?
I think so. I think they might have been like they just called it that, but like Phantomus is a band on their own, basically.
Okay, and who's in Phantom? So Buzzo's in Phantomus.
Right. And then like one time they had the drummer from Slayer, and then they also had the drummer from the Melvins, and then they had one time they had the guy that looked like a grandma, and then they had
Right.
um,
I
uh,
understand.
one of the old members from Mr. Bungle, Trevor Dunn,
Yes.
as he was playing bass. So it's kind of like they might have called it Fel, Phantomus Melvin's big band is because there was more than one member of the Melvins, but like, yeah, the because I had to remember I had two different Phantomus DVDs, and one was Melvin's or Phantomus Melvin's big band, but as a whole, just like Phantomus is just a band kind of like on their own.
Right. And the
Yeah,
point to that is that another Matt Pike's projects. That Matt Pike, or I screw his name up. I always screw his name up. I get it mixed
you
up.
said Matt Pike from
Yeah, wait, but what's this dude's name? I always screw him up.
uh, Mike Patton.
Mike Patton. You see where a guy who's on too much pot could screw that up? Yeah.
They were there smoking pot with a teddy bear behind you.
Let's talk about the bear for a second. This was given to me as a birthday present from a coworker of mine a few years ago. People who work in the cell phone industry, especially customer service, have tremendous senses of humor. This is the Tanya Harding's Victim from way back in the day. For all you kids who see the ice skate there, I'm giving a
Yeah.
shout out to my friend Jeremiah. I'll just do his first name. He would be tickled pink that. Yeah.
Oh
Anyway,
man.
check this out. So this is not Monica Lewinsky. That was the Clinton thing. This is a victim. What's the girl that Tanya Harding's people beat the shit out of?
Nancy Kerrigan.
There it is. This is the Nancy Kerrigan bear. And I'll tell you something. Up front. Build-A-Bear didn't know that they carried this doll. My friend showed them that they carried this doll.
Yeah,
Because he
got it.
did all of this. And then he did this. You probably won't understand it. It's going to sound like shit, but still. What it is a recording of when Nancy Kerrigan got clipped. Now, you've probably just made a decision on if you're ever going to watch this show again or not, and I hope you do, because this is the kind of shit that we're into, stuff like this. The guy who got me this not only went to Build-A-Bear as a grown-ass man and had this bear made, but when it was time for him to pick out a little voice, he pulled out his cell phone in front of a bunch of children, parents, employees, and recorded that shit. So that says a lot about the people that I attract, and I'm happy for that. I'm
I
happy.
think it's funny that they actually made it, like,
They
because
did.
some corporations like, we can't do that. That's too offensive. And I think it's great that they were just like, nah, yeah, we'll make that shit.
Well, I mean, now they're in trouble.
They are?
Well, this gets out there like 20 years, man. They're in big trouble.
Yeah, it's fine.
I
It's fine.
want them to bury me with this bear. Why? Why?
Nancy probably needs it. She probably doesn't have a whole lot of money now.
I know she'd be happy as shit to be on the show. We should call her in.
Yeah, come on.
Her and Mike Patton.
Right. I'd actually rather have the lady that hit her,
Ooh.
Tanya.
And she lives near you. She does porn and wrestling and stuff. We could hook
she
that
lives
up.
she lives in Washington. I think she lives in Vancouver
Oh, it's perfect.
because she's from here. She was like a bartender and shit in
Dude,
Portland.
she was a lot of things, mostly not positive. That movie is
Yeah, that movie. I was
awesome.
just gonna ask you. Yeah, that movie's awesome. I love
Fucking terrible.
I love that movie. It's so
Dude,
fucking.
it's
It's so
crazy that some redneck girl from Portland that lived in a trailer and had a tremendously amazing mother went ice skating at Lloyd Center, where people tend to throw up and just throw shit in general at the ice skating rink. That's where she
Right.
learned, and she competed against some priss puss that got
Yeah.
clipped by some goofy bird, you know?
Yeah,
Whatever. It's
I
crazy
like
stuff.
I like the fat guy in the movie.
Oh my God. The
That
Rock
they got to
of
live with
Rocks.
his parents and that like thinks that like he's like a special agent or something. And I fucking love him. He's perfect.
Yeah. I'll vote for him.
Yeah, from one fat guy to another. I love that guy.
Muh.
Perfect. So yeah, man, we like everyone should know by now, we've known each other for a long time, and we love music, we love comedy, and we've traveled a lot together to go see and perform those things. We've traveled to go see a lot of shows. We've traveled to go see comedy and perform comedy. And one of the things that we like to do just as much as travel for comedy is travel to go see live shows, live music. And when we were still living in Bend before we moved to Portland together, because if you guys didn't know that already, we moved to Portland together. And we were traveling from Bend to go see Pussifer in Portland. And
Yeah, man.
Pussifer is Maynard from Tool's other band. And we went to go see them at the Snitch. The Snitch? What's that place? What's that place? What's the place called?
The Snitch.
Yeah, the Arlington.
The Arlene Snitcher.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Arlene Snitcher Music Hall.
that's what it's called. And yeah, we went to go see him there, and in typical Tony and Alex fashion, we decided to do some drugs.
They were around.
What did we do, and how much of it did we do, Tony?
I remember buying a wood pipe that day. So I remember we smoked out of a wood pipe.
Yeah.
For all you people out there who don't know you can do that, you can. That was weird. And then all I remember is right before the show, we smoked out of a wood pipe because then I hid it in a mailbox, which didn't make sense because I couldn't get back in the mailbox. So anyway, there's a wood pipe in a mailbox somewhere. And then we ate THC pills because back then I had a medical card in Oregon and I got THC pills as many as I wanted. And so
Right.
I just carry them around in a bag. And we ate like 2 or 3 or 7 each or whatever.
We had two each. Two each.
See, like he said. Yep. And I remember going up into the venue and having a really good time.
And I remember we probably took it like, I want to say 20 minutes before the show started. And it didn't kick in. It wasn't kicking in yet when we got into the venue. And I remember we kind of sat like way up in the venue.
Yeah.
If you've never been into Arlington, it's like we're like fucking like orchestras play. It's like a big fancy kind of place, and
Dude,
the seats
you just
kinda
said
go-
Arlington. like Arlington National Cemetery. Sorry,
Whatever,
it's
man. What
fucking
is it called?
hilarious because you're talking
What
about
is it
like
called?
it's this really cool place, and there's a lot of dead veterans there, man. You definitely said Arlington, so I had to say something. I was like,
What,
it's
wait,
too funny.
what is the place called?
Arlene Schnitzer.
Oh, okay. I thought it was. I lived here. I thought it was called the Arlington. My bad. The
No, it's
Arlene.
fucking great.
Well, think about it this way: the 20 people that watch this shit, they don't know what the fuck it is. Could call it the butt fucking venue. Who knows? Who gives a shit?
I know, but I was like, dude, all this shit happened at Arlington National Cemetery, man. Far out.
I've never heard of. I don't know about that cemetery.
I've never heard about it. Oh no.
I don't care about dead people.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to say that this is a pro veteran show. I'm a veteran. He's cool, so don't worry about it.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just saying.
No, I was just fucking with you. In any case,
I don't gotta care.
in any case, we're at the. Oh hell no. I thought it was funny as hell. I was like, oh my god, this is great, and I'm too high to not point it out. That's all that was.
No, it's fine.
To your point, we were at like the Arlene Schnitzer is a theater, so it rolls back, if you will. So you just get that angle where you keep looking back at the stage. So we still had a couple of like 20 empty rows behind us, and that's how I knew how high I was, because the longer the show went on, the more I looked back, and I thought there was another 300 people behind us partying, and there's nobody. And that's creepy when everyone in front of you is like into the show, and then you're like, ah, like you're in the back of the bus. So I remember that part. That was the only way to gauge how fucking high we were at that point.
Right. Yeah, and I just remember being way up in the Arlington.
Yes.
And there's just so many dead people around us, and I just remember
yes.
All these dead people are as high as I am. That's cool.
And then Maynard walks out into the cemetery with this giant camper. You remember that? It wasn't really a cemetery.
He had a trailer. He was pulling a trailer.
What did I say? What did he bring out?
Camper, trailer, same thing.
Yeah, whatever. He did. He dragged the trailer out on stage and he unloaded all this shit. And it was fucking crazy, to be as progressively these THC pills start taking effect. If you've ever taken pot and been at a show, if the show's really good, you kind of forget you're on drugs for a minute.
Right.
Until you realize you're really on drugs. Because nothing really, the show was awesome. Actually, that's the only time I've seen Pussifer. I look forward to seeing them again. Just because the way they do their thing, it's pretty cool. But
right
when the music ended, everything started. Like, with the drugs.
Like, Tony can handle weed a lot more than I can. Like, I'm a little bit better at being a drunk. He's a little bit better at being a pothead. And I could smoke weed, that's fine. But like eating weed, whether it's a THC pill, whatever it's a brownie, whatever it is, it's just it's a different thing for everybody, because it's a different drug. It should be, even though it's the same, it should be classified as a different thing, because it's eating. It's far, far, far more intense. And so we took it, and the show was over, and I felt it in my body, in my system, growing, and I'm gradually getting higher and higher and higher. And I feel myself. I'm like, oh, I haven't peaked yet. I'm still I'm going. And we met up with one of our friends from Bend, a friend that I've known for a while. And we met up with her, and she was living in Portland at the time. And I think we hung out the day before and got like real high in her in her apartment, in her house, and like awkwardly stared at each other for like 20 minutes and just like playing like a Casio keyboard and getting real high, And
things to do in Portland.
We met up the next night after the show, and I was getting higher and higher, and we went to some bar downtown. And I remember there was a bunch of yuppies there, and we really didn't fit in. And so we went kind of like upstairs in the bar. And as soon as we got some beers, and she was coming upstairs, like she was getting like maybe food and like a cocktail or something. And it was just you and I upstairs for a couple of minutes. And I'm like, Tony, I'm really high. I'm too high. This is getting bad. Like, you know, like high, where like this is what eating pot does for me. Makes everything fuzzy around here, and then I have tunnel vision. And this part is really clear. Like clearer than it normally is. Like Chris, like I have 20/20 vision right here. But here is fuzzy. It's like I'm blind.
Whoa.
This is bad. Like here, but like right here, I'm fucking fucking beautiful. Like it's just very weird. I feel like I have both my eyes closed, but I have like my third eye, you know, the hippie eye, the fucking third eye is open, and I could see. And I'm like, and I start to like not make a lot of sense and stuttering way more than usual, mumbling and just like kind of just defusing, just like.
And it was scary because you were on a stool. So you were just kind of, you were up in the air a little bit, and you had we had a winter coat on. So, I mean, you know, you're just kind of sitting there like this, and you just kind of kept getting smaller but wider, you know what I mean? Just condensed and spread out. Kind of like someone put a bag of trash on a stool, except you had a head. And yeah, so you're sitting there, and then you start turning fucking shades, man. You went because Mercedes and I are talking, and then you kind of fall out of the conversation.
Well, we went to another bar after that.
Oh shit! Okay, I forgot the second. See that those pills affect me too, man. I forgot there were 2 bars.
We went to Real Men Tavern, and it's in Portland. And if you've never been there, they have like really good fried chicken. Like that's what they do there. They make fried chicken, and they pour stiff drinks. And the bartender does it all. The bartender pours the stiff drinks and makes the chicken, so you have to wait a while, but it's worth it. But anyway, I remember getting another beer, and this is how high I was. I was too high to drink the beer, and I'm never too anything to drink a beer. Like it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm drinking a fucking Heineken. Like it's never too anything, you know, for me to drink a beer, and I was too high to drink. And that's when I was sitting in the stool, I think, and I'm just like, oh,
yeah.
And my friend was just like, she looked at me, she's like, you're not okay, are you? I'm like turning green. I'm like I'm like I think I was dying, like literally. I think like if I took 3 THC pills and not 2, I think I probably would have died that night.
Call that lucky.
Right. So I think the state I was in is what made us like kind of decide to end the night, you know. We were like, let's we were like, Tony and I will go back to the hotel, you know, and
we'll go back.
Like she went home and everything. It was all cool. Like it was good to see her, but I was just like, I'm too high for this shit. So we went back to the motel that we were staying at, and I remember this. I remember this like it was a fucking hour ago. This I fucking remember. I remember going into the lobby, and I remember you were definitely the more coherent one, but I was walking like I had flippers on.
Yes.
Like walking like marching, and like walking like Hunter S. Thompson in Fear and Loathing, you know, like.
Oh yeah.
And
or it was liquid.
We got into the elevator. And all right, you tell this part.
All right.
So we're in the elevator.
We get into the elevator, and I remember it's like kind of like one of those like 70s, 60s mirror elevators, right? Yeah. This matters. So we're getting by this time, it's not like every 10 minutes Alex is like, you know, getting worse. It's every fucking second. Like it's a bomb. At this point, when he's high stepping through the, you know, past the night attendant and all that, and we kind of bunny hop into the elevator, that's right when Alex just starts shaking like that. And it's just me and him, but you're in the front corner, I'm in the back corner, and I'm looking at you, And we're only up 2 or 3 floors. And in that
Right.
matter of time, Alex went from just, whatever he was doing to as soon as that elevator pinged on our floor, man, he just popped. I mean, popped. Nothing hit the ground until it hit the wall.
Yeah, I threw up. That's what
He
popping.
fucking threw up, man. Huge. And I only know because I heard it splatter behind me. I dove the fuck out as it chimed. That was Matrix had just hit the theaters. That's not true. But I did some Matrix shit and got the fuck out of into the hallway. And I didn't see what he did to it. I just know what he did to it and kept heading in the right direction.
Right. And the whole time you were cackling, laughing. And like I covered my mouth. So in my head I was just like,
Yes.
like, I don't know if you mentioned that. Like I covered my mouth.
I didn't.
Like if I cover my mouth, it'll stay in. But it just went like this. Like I covered and then it went like out both sides. And you were like screaming, laughing. And then we got back in the hotel and I immediately went into the bathroom and you went and did your own thing and I'm throwing up in the toilet and I'm like crying and throwing up. I'm like, no. And in my head I had a real thought. I'm like, I'm gonna die. I'm like, this is it. This is how I die. Fat and in a toilet. This is how I die. And I'm like throwing up. I mean, you could hear me throwing up, and you're like, "Hey, man," and then like you're talking to me, and then I just hear. I hear you smoking weed. I'm like, "What are you doing?" You're like, "You want some?" And I'm like, "No," and I'm like, I'm throwing up. And then I end up just throwing up so hard that I just pass out, and I wake up in the morning sleeping in the bathroom.
The one thing about the bathroom is that once you passed out, I got high and then I got paranoid and I was worried about Alex dying or whatever because he said he probably would, and I was like, no way, you're cool. So anyway, before I went to in the middle of the night I hear this like crinkling sound and I'm like, what the fuck is that, man? And so I go to the bathroom and I look and I had covered Alex in newspaper. And the logic was, number one, he should stay warm. And number two, if he's moving around, he's not dead. And so I figured, I was like, this is cool. And so I looked, I'm like, hey, he's safe. And I went back to bed. And every few hours I would hear like, crinkling around like a kid who pisses the bed and has to lay on newspaper.
Yeah, so you thought if you put something like paper on top of me, if I moved, you would hear it.
I did. And I
So
did
you-
hear it.
Yeah.
It was smart for being a stoner on a couple of THC pills with a friend that was near death.
Right.
So,
And then
the story doesn't end there. We somehow get our shit together and get out of the hotel. And when we went to the elevator, and it was closed. The elevator was inoperable. And so we had to walk down the stairs. And that's when we realized everything really happened. I mean, at least I did. I mean, he knew it happened, but you're high. You're like, did it really happen? Or how bad was it? Well, I've never shut down an elevator before, especially not for over 12 hours, because that's how long we were gone.
right.
And when we came down the stairs, all I see is fucking caution tape, like a lot of caution tape. So that probably tells me that whoever discovered that, it probably wasn't the night manager. Someone else probably got an elevator full of fucking Alex's vomit. And that's really funny, kind of.
I want to be there when the very first person opens the elevator and just goes, "Oh yeah, we're going up, going to the room, honey." And then they open the door. It's just like, oh, it's just two doors that are parting a different world of stink. Just it's like, it's probably really bad.
Oh my God. Do you remember in Caddyshack? This is a reach, but when in Caddyshack, when Spaulding gets sick and throws up in the Porsche,
Oh yeah,
and the doctor and his woman get in the Porsche and he slides down in his seats because homeboy threw up in it. That's what we're talking about here. I just hope that whoever got that treatment deserved a little bad juju, because I hope we didn't fuck somebody up, because that was, maybe someone is still walking a set of stairs trying to get to their job on the 90th floor because of us. We ruined the elevator for someone, Alex. It had to have at least the fear that whenever an elevator door opens, you know there's a chance because you've seen it with your own eyes and smelled it with your own fucking nose that could be vomit behind that door. That's fear, man. We did that to somebody.
That's real fear.
At least one somebody.
Yeah, that makes me happy.
Saw that, I wonder.
Hey, I'm just here to, negatively or positively affect someone's life. Man, I'm here for people.
Yeah, man. We had another party experience, if you remember, where we went to the right concert, but we had the wrong drugs.
Yeah, man. We seem to do shit like that all the time, don't we?
I think we usually say something like, it'll be funny.
Yeah. This will be the funny part.
After we have to go through therapy to get around it.
Yeah, man.
No, so we ended up going to see a Slayer Rob Zombie show in Seattle. You, me, and a friend of mine on the last stop of their tour. And all we were able to score was the love drug, Molly.
And I want to say, before we get into the bulk of the story, your friend, we've hung out before this multiple times, and I think before this too, but I think I freaked him out a little bit on this trip. Like, not freaked him out, but I think he thought I might have been a dumbass, which I am, so it's fine. Because I remember when we got into Seattle, we were hungry. So we went to like a buffet. And I think, I remember this. And I think like he if I remember correctly, he was in pretty good shape. I think he was lifting weights. Like, he was kind of a beefy guy. So I think he was like trying to like eat a lot, eat a lot, you'll get big kind of, thing. So we went to a buffet, and he got, if I remember right, at this in particular buffet, you could get a normal buffet for this amount of money, or you could get the other option where you could get buffet and you could get unlimited fried shrimp. And he got that. But I didn't. I was high because we smoked weed before, so I didn't really understand that. They brought him 5 plates of shrimp, little plates of fried shrimp. And I didn't understand that it was all for him. And because it wasn't one basket of shrimp, it was 5 plates. And I was thinking, oh, they brought all the 5 plates of shrimp for everyone at the table. Why would they give one person 5 plates, right? Even at a sober brain, that doesn't make sense. Like, if it's all you could eat shrimp, just give them a basket and then keep on filling the basket up. Like, right? Like, or 5, like 1 plate at a time, and you get the 5 plates, not 5 plates at once.
Maybe they were out of baskets, Alex.
Yeah, but like, then get a bigger plate. Don't have 5 plates, right? Like, am I alone? That doesn't make any sense. Like, so the 5 plates of shrimp got sat down in front of all of us, and so I took a plate. I took a plate of shrimp, and I started eating the shrimp, and then he was starting to look at me weird. He looked, and he gave me like a weird look, like kind of a sideways, like, what the fuck you doing look. And I'm like, what, man? He's like, you're eating my shrimp. And I'm like, you have all 5 plates though. What? And then he like went and got got one, like a waitress, and was like, can I get another 5 plates of shrimp? So I kind of think he thought I was a dick for taking a shrimp, but really I just understand why one person got 5 plates. Like, put it all on, like, we're all eating out of big plates. Put it all on 1 plate so everyone knows that's your plate. You know what I mean? It just it boggled my mind. And I was high, and I was just like, oh, there's a bunch of plates of shrimp. He can't eat all that, so I ate some. And,
oh my God. It must have boggled your mind, because I don't remember any of that, but now I remember some of it. You know what I mean? I can see it in my head. I remember the picture.
Yeah. Holy
shit, dude. That was really funny for me. That was great. Because I remember, where the hell were we? Like Golden Corral or some shit?
something like that.
Yeah.
Some
What the
like
fuck?
some
Yeah,
white.
like, I don't know why he would eat. I'll talk to him about that. I don't understand. 5 plates of shrimp.
You think about it. I'll eat 5 plates of shrimp. Don't think I'll eat 6. Fuck it. Like I'll make an even 10. Who gives a shit, right? But
I triple dog dare you.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
yeah, just put it on one plate. Oh, yeah, I gotta confuse this fat stoner, huh? Look at me.
Well, 5 plates doesn't make any sense anyway. There was only 3 of us.
Right. Well, see, that doesn't also, going, to his credit, yeah, that doesn't. But also, we're all eating out of normal size, bigger plates because it's a buffet. Put the shrimp on there. We're like, put it all on there so everyone knows. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not his fault because it's not like he went and got 5 plates and put the shrimp on there. That got brought to him that way. So, anyways, fuck the shrimp.
It's just like it's like see plates of food being brought like in a food nightmare. But dude, I haven't seen you in the show get more passionate and excited like about a topic than this ridiculous amount of plates of shrimp. So now I know where your head's at, and I love it. It's like that's what's ludicrous to you. Being someone who does this shit for a living, it's nice to know that your pet peeve revolves around how serving sizes are delivered and why.
Well, this doesn't make any sense. Think about it. I guarantee you, in the kitchen, there's stacks of plates. There's normal dinner plates. There's platters. There's little dishes that and there's little plates, and then there's like little ramekins that you put fucking ranch in. Grab the bigger plate. It's next to the little one. Grab the big plate that's next to the little plate. You only have to use one big one instead of 5 little ones. You fucks. So.
Okay. All right. Now, if you just brought out a big fucking plate of shrimp, you still would have thought, oh, it's all for that guy.
Yeah, I would have been like, yeah, it's for him.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. I wouldn't have. I would have eaten one then.
You would have?
Yeah, because I thought, oh, this is family. This is family style.
Well,
who's going to eat all that shrimp?
Well, think about it this way. If you bring out 5 plates of shrimp, and they're all little plates, it's going to take up more room on the table. So those 5 plates are going to be closer to everyone else at the table.
I fucking hate it when you have a valid point.
So if all those plates are closer to me, the food's close to me, it's mine. You know what I mean? So if they just brought out one bigger plate, it could have got put down in front of him, close to him, and I've been like, that food's close to him. That's his food. It's imaginary lines that everyone creates in their head while they're eating. And the closer the food is to you, means that it's yours. So
I must have been at a different table because there was no shrimp next to me. I don't remember eating this shit.
But I just remember
the
moment when I took the plate of shrimp, and I remember the look he gave me, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I did that to his girlfriend once. He didn't like it.
Yeah, no, I don't have 5 girlfriends. You know what I mean? So anyways.
So yeah, after was the concert? The concert was before the shrimp incident?
Yeah.
The concert was after the shrimp incident.
We ate, and then I think 2 days elapsed, and because we stayed in Seattle for like 2 or 3 days.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, so we ate, and then we hung out in Seattle. Like we went to a wedding.
We did?
Yeah, we went to a wedding on a rooftop.
That wasn't a wedding. We were just on a rooftop, and airplanes went by.
Oh, I think it was like, no, maybe it wasn't a wedding. There was a bunch of food. People were dressed nice. I don't know. I just call it a wedding. Who gives a shit? It could have been.
All right, yeah, fuck it. We went to a wedding.
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah. Maybe we did. Damn, man. Whatever.
Yeah. So anyways, we got to the concert, and Slayer was headlining, and it was Testament, Rob Zombie, and Slayer. And if you're familiar with Slayer and you're familiar with their live shows, they can be very violent. And not just a normal mosh pit or circle pit, because I'm very from I grew up on punk shows and metal shows, but this is like they're violent on purpose, and it's kind of scary, and a lot of people are dicks. And like a lot of them like are just like, we want to fucking hurt people kind of thing.
Right. I'm upset.
It's past fun, So the only thing that we could score before the show was Molly, right? And it's the only thing we could do. And like we said earlier, we have a habit of getting the wrong drug for the wrong show. You want to line it up. Yeah. You're going to Slayer. You want to get fucking speed. You know what I mean? Like, fucking get.
Now we know why those people want to hurt people.
Yeah. Now, if you're on Slayer, like if you're seeing Slayer, maybe you want to have like some beers, smoke a little weed, and maybe take it like a hit or two of acid. Maybe if you me nowadays, I'd probably just drink. I don't party anymore. But you know what I'm saying. So like, but we took the love drug when we went to go see Satan
at a concert full of hatred.
Yeah. So I think we missed the first band. I think we missed Testament, and then we got there right in time to see Zombie. And if you've never seen Rob Zombie play, if you don't like his music, that's fine. But it's just a good show.
Yeah.
It's like going to see Gwar. You don't have to like the music. It's just an entertaining show. It's a spectacle. It's fucking. There's fire. There's and at Rob Zombie, like you guys know this, like everyone on stage is dressed like they're dead. They look like zombies.
Right.
And Rob Zombie, he dances like a stripper. He kind of dances like a sexy old man zombie. And he's like really like, he's like fucking getting into it,
He's got it in the hips like Elvis.
Yeah.
Sherry Moon's his wife Sherry Moon was one of the zombie girls, so it makes sense.
Yeah, she was there.
But they've gotten into partying. And that's what his shows are. They're fucking party, and he sings to a skeleton. His mic stand is a skeleton.
Right. Yeah.
So he's singing to a skeleton, and then the Molly's coming on at that point, and then Zombie closes out with a fun song, like a party song, like "Let's Do Cocaine with Strippers" in 1970 while wearing roller skates, and bubbles come from the ceiling. And so we thought, I thought, hey, we're good. This is gonna work out. We took the love drug, and Zombie brought bubbles. So maybe Slayer's gonna bring out balloons and hugs, and this is gonna be okay.
Right.
That's not what happened at all.
No, bubbles were falling from the ceiling, beach balls, like he was like singing, dancing like a stripper, kicking beach balls into the crowd. And I'm like high, fucking just like high. Oh, this is good, Molly. Oh yeah, this is good. Oh, fucking yeah, someone touched me. I feel good. His set concluded, it ended, and then Slayer came on, and typical Slayer fashion, came on fucking fast and heavy, and then the crowd just erupted. People were fucking going nuts, and I remember, like, you and your friend were standing in front of me, and I was standing there like this, like, I had like shit-eating grin on my face, like, oh my god, I'm scared, I'm having a lot of fun. And I remember you guys looked at me and like, are you okay? Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. Is there any more shit? Like, what's going on? And yeah.
I remember looking back at you, and somehow we ended up standing somewhere. This has happened to me a lot. Where I happen to be standing is now the mosh pit.
Right. Yeah.
Like the spot I picked, I covered. I'm like, this is great. The sound will be good. Here I am. And then 5 minutes into Slayer, it's like, what did I do? And we're right on the edge. People are slamming into you, except when you're on the love drug, you're not expecting to have a 200-pound human thrown at your shoulder and then just domino into the next group of people. So once that happened, it just kind of shakes you. You're like, I need to be aggressively in love with people. And so I told and circle pits, they go in a circle in a certain direction. So everyone goes in a certain direction, kind of chasing each other. You know, sometimes you get hit in the mouth, but you never figure out who did it or who took your wallet, whatever. And
Right.
running around the circle. And all of a sudden I felt really good. I was like, this is fucking great, man. Fuck yeah. I'm into it. And I was just like, I'm going to go in the mosh pit. I remember like tightening up my sneakers and everything. I'm just like, I'm not going to lose my shoes. Today's going to be a good day. And then I immediately took off, did a couple laps, got some weird looks from you two, and then realized after I got clotheslined that I was going the wrong fucking direction in the mosh pit. Absolutely wrong direction. Got hit, got knocked down. And I felt good. I laughed. It was fun because I was in love with being choke slammed to the ground by a stranger. That's what the love drug does to you. And that's what it did to me. And it did that for an hour and a half until Slayer was done.
Yeah, man. I think it was fun, but like we definitely picked the wrong party drug for sure.
Well, and the thing with the party drug, and I've had this experience before. Actually, I was going to blame this on drugs in general, but now I don't think I can at all. I have a tendency to be able to sniff out hookers.
Oh yeah, it's got a nose for it.
Yeah, I got a nose for hookers. I don't pay for them anymore. I just try to date them. You know, I realize I have a lot of issues, and I could be there for them, so we just date. And then 2 years later, I get some sex. And anyway, I sniffed out a couple of hookers at the end of this show, and that's what I zoomed in on because I'm on the love drug, and I'm not getting laid, you know, by anyone in present company. So I saw these two hookers, and I'm just like, these chicks look amazing. I mean, anyone looks, no offense, but a lot of people look amazing on that drug, but they look really good. And I don't know what you guys didn't really give a shit, but I was just like, hookers, hookers. And you're like, yeah, man, right on. I'm like, no, hookers, hookers. And like other people started looking. And then I remember all of a sudden, just some woman who worked there was like, y'all, not us, but at them, that's fucked up. Y'all shouldn't be spreading that around like that. That's messed up. You need to fucking clean that up. You take that shit home. And I'm just like, wait. And then they got into like a limo with some other people. It really bummed me out for like an hour. I was sad. I didn't have the money, but
like some lady was upset that there was some working girls there, and you were like, no, shut up, shut the fuck up. They're great. They're doing the Lord's work.
Don't make them sad. I'm happy. I want to hang out.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, so that's
funny. I don't remember that. All I remember is being too high at Slayer and having a shrimp problem. You know,
I don't remember the shrimp problem at all. I mean, a little bit. I remember something of plates of shrimp. I'll reach out to the other guy involved in that. We'll talk. But I do remember. Well, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, now that really says a lot about us. Like the people that don't know us, like now you know where our heads are at all the time. I'm like, oh, where's the food? And he's like, my dick's hard. Like, what am I doing?
Me.
Either way, we want to put something in our mouths. You know what I mean? So.
And, you know, that's true because the stuff you put in your mouth, you know, it puts meat on your bones. And me, I'm skinny as a fucking rail. So it makes total sense. I'm a pussaholic, you're a shrimpaholic. It makes sense. Total sense. 5 plates. All right. That was fun, man.
Yeah, man.
I think so can we talk about the next record? Because I picked it.
Yeah, man. It's all you.
All right. So we just talked about Rob Zombie. He not only made a lot of crazy ass music, but he also made a lot of crazy movies. The last anything he put out that I know of is the soundtrack to his last movie called 3 from Hell, which is the sequel or whatever to his 3 characters, Devil's Rejects, House of Thousand Corpses. So he makes crazy fucking soundtracks. He always did for all 3 of those movies. Really crazy. Some of the music I don't know, got into because of him. In any case, I want everyone to check out the 3 from Hell soundtrack. Just the music that he chose for the movie, not the movie music, if you know what I mean. So just all the cool bands and shit. That's what we're listening to this week.
What is it called? Is it called Free from Hell or?
No, I mumble when I'm not sober. 3 as the number, Three from Hell, the soundtrack. Just the songs.
Okay,
Yeah, man.
got it. And when was that movie made?
Came out last year.
Cool. I haven't seen the movie, and so it'll be cool for me not knowing.
Movies, yeah. If you've seen the movie, it's fucking awesome.
Cool, man. All right. Well, I think that concludes another episode of This Is the Future.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, man. Hey guys, thanks for those of you that watch this show. We only have a certain amount of viewers, but thank you for taking time out of your day for watching this shit. We both appreciate it. So
Yes.
follow us on YouTube, subscribe, click thumbs up or thumbs down. Either way, doesn't matter. Like it or not, it's cool. And follow us on our own separate Facebook accounts, Tony G, Alex Rios. And also on Instagram, you can follow the show. The name of the page is Titfoo69 because we're adults. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.